Oh my goodness. I hope I'm actually live now. I am telling you guys, it is always like I feel like I'm doing the lottery or in Vegas or something every time I try to go live because it spins for so long. It's like, oh, I don't know. We'll see if we're going to go live. But hopefully we are. Hopefully I'll see some comments over here popping in just a few minutes. So while I'm waiting for those, I am going to throw on a few things. The first one I'm going to throw on is a little bit of energy. Whoop, whoop. I've had the grandbabies here all week, and they're here today. So giving me back my little energy is a really big deal. So woo woo! Yay! Hey Carla, hi Denise. I'm not alone. I am so happy. So I am throwing on some of my energy, and y'all, it is one of those oils. I'm telling you, if it's not one you're already playing with, you're gonna want to grab some of it because it is all about reigniting just that energy we're supposed to have. So got my energy going on. I am also throwing on a little bit of abundance. You know how I love my abundance. So make sure you are grabbing your oils. I want you in a good vibration while we are talking today. So grab your oils. Let me know which ones you're throwing on. Like I said, I've done energy. I just did abundance. I use my abundance all the time. Who knows which one I'm going to go with it? You know it. I guess we're going highest potential. I grabbed the wrong one. Usually I do envision with that. But we are going to go for a little bit of highest potential. Hello, hello. I see everybody popping in. I'm so happy. So energy, abundance, highest potential. Oh, y'all. The aroma. Oh man, tell me what oils you are putting on. Tell me how much you love them. The other one that I started doing just this past week when we were doing this 1090, probably 3 years ago, one of my amazing friends, Marlene Weger, said she started doing gathering. She started doing gathering. Draw to me the people that need this, the people that want this, the people that will duplicate this, right? That we say that all the time. And she partnered it with gathering. So I'm going to pause for a minute and say, if you have never experienced this aroma, oh my goodness, add it to your wish list because it's divine. But that gathering aroma, man, it does. It's about drawing people, drawing those things. Oh, I'm just going to sit here and sniff my hands. I'm just going to sniff the whole class. Oh my goodness. All right. Anyways, I guess I should get on work since this is not an oily class, but aren't they all oily classes? Isn't that what we do, is just oil up, my friends? I'm just saying. So those are the ones I threw on. Tell me what you threw on and tell me how your week is going. Have you been sharing your 10? Have you shared one? Have you talked to a stranger? Did you work up the urge to go out there and do it? Have you printed off your flyers? Did you figure out how to print off your flyers? Did you figure out where the flyers were? Tell me what you've already done, what you've accomplished. Toot your horn. Have you already set up some meetings, some one-on-ones? Have you set up some classes? Have you done the things? Did you go and print off this baby right here so you can keep track of everything? This is the checklist. This is what you're going to actually send in at the end of the challenge to get your name entered for winning a Select 30 kit. So this is the one. You're going to find it on ShannonHudsonYL.com. And on the very top, I made our own category. It says 1090. You can click on that. And everything that I share or tell you we're going to use or utilize will get added to that particular page. So you don't have to go looking all over. They're all going to be in there. So this little guy, he is in there. And every day when you do your 10, you're just going to check the little box for that week. Check it, check it, check it, check it, check it, check it all the way down. And then the 2 classes you do, you're going to write those right on these 2 lines. So the 2 classes or one-on-ones, or if you invited somebody to a class that I did, we just did the sleeping class, not the sleeping class, the sleep and energy class, how to get to sleep, stay asleep, and wake up energized. We did that last Saturday, and I know there were a whole bunch of new guests on there because I got sent a bunch of different messages asking questions, And so I had to make sure I rerouted them back to the people that sent them. So make sure you tell your people, go watch this video, but come back and follow up with me and I will get you a discount. That's the best way to get them to come back to you. I also say it in the video, but I know a lot of you guys shared it because we had so many new people that were commenting and stuff. So I'm super excited about that for you guys. But fill these out. Make sure you're filling them in. And you could go ahead and write the dates and classes if you're already scheduling them so that you can see where you need to schedule, what you're going to slide them into. Like every Saturday, you can use one of the classes that I teach. This particular Saturday, I'm so nervous, is the class that I'm doing on weight loss and what I've done to lose now 96 pounds. I am so close to 100. I'm like, I want to hit 100 before January 1st. So I did 100 pounds in 1 year. But anyways, on Saturday, I'll be sharing all of the things that I did to accomplish that. Again, this is a great one to send guests to because we will send them back to you. So you can count that as one of yours as long as you have a new guest that comes in and joins us. So that will be really powerful. But today, I really want to talk about the flyers, the incentive that I have on there. So I've had quite a few people message me. First of all, let me tell you this. So this is like one of my purses. I'm a purse-aholic. I love purses and I love bracelets. I like necklaces too, but those are some things that I really like and I play with and I use a lot. So when I'm out and about with my flyers, I heard somebody say, if you're handing out flyers, I think it was at Costco, they will kick you out. And I died laughing because this is not what I do. I don't go into a store with the flyers in my hand and just start handing out flyers. That's not the name of the game. Now, as long as you're getting out your 10, I'm not going to judge you. You do you, boo. But to be effective, it needs to be just a part of your everyday. So what I do is I have in my purse, I've got my oils. I have the normal stuff I have in my purse. I have tissues. I have, I got purse stuff. But in there, I also have different flyers. So I have them paper clipped together so that I can reach in my purse discreetly and I can say, listen, you know what? And I can hand a single flyer. So in the middle of me chatting with somebody about the apples, I know you guys have been talking about the apple aisle a lot. But when I'm out and about and I'm chatting with people, wherever they happen to be, I reach in and I grab a single flyer and it's just for them. So it's just in a moment, I hand the flyer. And which flyer do you use? Because I've gotten that because we have 10 different flyers already uploaded for you guys. And some of those are classes. So some of those are just showing you an example. If you're doing those 2 classes in a week and you want to invite those to other people, or you're doing Taco Tuesday at your house and you want to be able to invite people to your Taco Tuesday, you can just make a quick flyer in Canva, or you can use the examples that I shared in mine and you can have those classes on there and just share your Taco Tuesday information or whatever it is that you have going on. Or you can share like the ones that I have, aches and pains. I pull this one out all the time, just because it hits people's thing. So you can use whichever flyer fits your moment. I don't carry 20 different flyers in my purse. I carry the weight loss one because it's kind of the journey that I'm in. I carry one on heart disease. I did get cut open and die on a table. You kind of, that sticks in your craw. I carry the aches and pains because everybody, right? Everybody. And usually I've got a couple of hormone ones in there just because that seems to come up in conversation. So I make myself the ones that I'm going to focus on. So don't try to focus on all of them. You would have to carry a file folder with you, and I don't want that. I also only carry with me about 20 flyers total so that my purse doesn't get overwhelmed. And I also go for 20 every morning so I can tell that I did at least my 10. I can count to see how many I have left. It's the easiest way for me to keep up on how many people I tried to chat with. And so my goal is that I get 10 flyers into people's hands. That way I know I actually did it. So if I talk to someone and they don't take a flyer, it still counts for your 10 if that's how you're doing it. For me right now, because I've been doing it for a little bit longer, mine is that I have to get 10 flyers into hands. And that way I can really see, did I hand out 10? Oh my gosh, I only did 9. That means I need to go do something else real quick before we head home. We need to stop at some store. The other night I was telling one of my friends that we were we had been running, and I had meetings all afternoon, and I knew that I only had a window of about 45 minutes from one to another. And I legitimately stopped in, I believe it was Rite Aid. It was either Rite Aid or Walgreens. And I did in the parking lot, the quick little handout flyers. So was that successful? Did I sign up any appointments from that? No. Did I get any feedback from it? Not that I could tell I did it, but I at least did my 10. I kept myself where I'm going to do it because I knew the rest of the day I was not going to be around people that weren't already in Young Living. All of my appointments were follow-ups with people, and I knew they were already in, so they are not going to count for this particular challenge. So when you're using your flyers and printing them off, be specific to what works for you. If you are all about weight loss right now, then that's one that you're going to want to print out. Don't try to have 1,000 different ones. If you live in the Florida area, holy smokes, we've got a big conference coming up down there in January. So you could be handing out 10 a day, 10 a day, 10 a day on that, because this is the most important thing you have to remember about these flyers. Okay, the flyers are just a moment for you to make a contact with somebody. So I don't typically sign people up because they go and they click on the link and they buy the stuff. That's not what it is. It's a moment for me to talk to a stranger, to start a conversation. So when I hand them a flyer about aches and pains and they go, oh my gosh, aches and pains, what do you got for aches and pains? I hurt from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed. Oh my gosh, for real? So it's the conversation. The flyer is just the tool that you use. So for some of us, we have a hard time just starting a random conversation with a random stranger. The flyer can be a good tool that you can use to break into that conversation. You can say something as easy as, hey, we do health and wellness classes in the area. Do you know anyone that might be interested? That is a great line. And if they go, yeah, my so-and-so, awesome. Would you mind handing this? Well, me, fantastic. So you're using it as a tool to be able to start a conversation. So it works really well that way. And whether it is for upcoming classes or whether it is a specific health issue, if I used to carry the ones for kids all the time, and I might go back to doing that. I don't think I have it on the website yet, but I think I'm going to do that because with my grandbabies, I think more kid-minded again. So being able to do that when I see a mama with a kid that's stressed out and the mom is stressed and the kid is stressed, being able to say, I know you are busy and your hands are full, but when you get a minute, if you are looking for something to help chill you guys all out and help you relax, this might be something for you, in handing it to her. And then if the conversation happens, that's where then remember, it's the tool. So then I could give her a little bit of stress away and I just might help everybody chill a little bit. I can then give her that compassion that she needs. I can then have a conversation, but it just is a stepping stool. So I see, I'm trying to see, y'all, my vision is getting better and these glasses are they're too strong, but I still can't do completely without it. So it's hard for me to read the questions, but I'm going to try. I see Donna says, how did you strike up a conversation with someone in a Rite Aid parking lot? It sounds like it was a relatively quick interaction. Yes, it was. That particular day was super quick. We pulled up into the parking lot and I literally walked over and I said, hey, we're just in the area and I caught your eye. I thought this might be something for you. And I don't even know what flyer it was. My guess is pain, because pain hits everybody, right? So aches and pains, if not you, then maybe somebody is needing something. So I thought I would just hand you this. And I promise you, if you do this, if you just do this, people will take what you have in your hand. They will just, when you do this, they'll just think Elf when he's walking down that road or they're handing out flyers. I'm telling you, people will just take them. So if I were in a different situation and I'm more intentional, because that day was just keeping my word, doing what I said I would do. But most days I'm working very hard at being intentional in building and sharing and growing. That is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for those people. So on those days, I'm a little stalker. I'm looking at what they're shopping at. I'm looking at what is in their cart as I'm casually going by. And I'll start a conversation on anything. When I joke and I say that I will talk about the apples, for reals, especially right now, apples are in season. They smell amazing. There's people standing around the apples, and it's so easy to say. There can be 4 people standing there looking at apples and go, oh, they smell so good. I love this time of year when they smell amazing. somebody out of those 3 or 4 people will say something back. They'll be like, I know, this is the best. They're so juicy, they're so crispy, they're so whatever. And I'll say something like, which one do you like better? Like, what kind? Are you into the gala? Or do you like the whatever happens to be in front of us? And I'll just start a normal human being conversation. You know, in the olden days, we used to talk to one another. What? We did. And in those normal conversations, at the end of that normal conversation, it's not weird for me to go, I know, you're going to think I'm cuckoo, but listen, I've got this flyer. I just thought it might interest you. And I can just, that easy. I have a flyer. I thought it might interest you, and hand it to them. They will take said flyer, they will look at said flyer, and they will read the words, and they'll go, the top of it, it says aches and pains, we can help, or weight loss, we can help, or whatever flyer you happen to be using, or your classes. They'll read it and they'll go, aches and pains, okay, thanks. And they'll fold it up and they'll put it away and they'll say thanks. And they'll say, if not for you, hand that to somebody else who you know is going through some stuff. That's all I did. It's gone. Most of them, that's all it is. Psh, this cost me penny, less than a penny. That's why I printed these black and white for you guys. It's also why I'm showing you black and white, so you don't even say, well, you're smart because you're doing color. Nope. I'm doing exactly what you were. And look, do you see how it's cut uneven? Do you see this? Do you know how much this drives a person like me nuts? I don't want it cut uneven. I want them all straight and in the center. But I also don't want to take all the time to have to make that be my worry. I downloaded the picture exactly like you guys have. I put them on a piece of paper. I printed them on black and white. I cut them in half. And you know what? They still work. People still read them. And they still think, psh, I can do it better than her. Which is part of what you always want your goal to be. You want people to think I can do it better than her, because that means they're going to duplicate it, right? So anyways, let me see your other questions. Make sure I stay on track. How would I explain what is Young Living? I have a school friend ask me, what is Young Living? What is it to you? So to me, Young Living is a company that completely, radically, and dramatically changed my life. It is essential oils, it is supplements, it's nutrients, it's cleaning products that I don't have to worry about. It is all my hair care and all the things that I put in and on my body. That's Young Living. Game changer. Been around for over 30 years. Totally trust everything that we have. I've got to play at the farm. So what is Young Living to you? Which pieces? Young Living is the juice that gives me the energy to be able to get up and do all the things. So what is it to you? I'm just saying my answer to what Young Living is. And you know what? My answer in the moment is going to be different. So it depends on the person I'm speaking with. If somebody asks me what Young Living is and I'm teaching in front of a class, it's a completely different answer than somebody that says, oh, Young Living. And by the way, I don't know if you noticed, but on my flyers, it doesn't say Young Living. My classes don't say Young Living. My classes also, I know this is controversial, so you do you, boo. Most of my classes are not just oil classes. And there's like a lot of reasons behind that. One of the reasons is because there's a lot of people, a big class of people that think that oils are weird boo-boo stuff that don't do anything. So that's not my primary intro. You guys know I am addicted to oils. I love my oils. I'm an oil girl, and I talk about oils in every single thing I do, but it is not the first thing that I intro people with. It just isn't, because I don't want to turn them off. There's like 50% of the population, most males, feel like the oils are just a girl thing. I am not going to alienate 50% of the people. Everybody needs juice. Everybody needs that energy. Everybody needs focus. Everybody needs, right? So I tend to focus more on specific body systems. I tend to focus more on things that everybody can agree we need. By talking about those, then I don't alienate a big percentage of the people. I also don't have to worry about, oh, you do Young Living? Well, I do XYZ oil company, so I'm not interested. Listen, I don't have to compete with that. I never hit that. That's not something that happens. If somebody's in another MLM or they use another oil, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Tell me what oil do you like the best? What's your favorite? What do you use it for? How long have you been using it? And I don't care what company it is. I'm asking about the oil. I'm asking about what they did. And I will say something along this lines. I was like, I love meeting other people that know enough to care about their health, that you're doing something else. And I just love that. What got you interested in it? So I don't bash any of the other companies. I don't need to. My products will speak for themselves. If they're talking about their their abundance, or gosh, all my oils are blends that are sitting here. If they're talking about their peppermint, I'll be like, oh, me too. And I will grab my peppermint, put some in my hand, and I will hand them the bottle. And I'll say, here, have some. It doesn't matter what oil company they ordinarily use. I don't act like I'm better than them. Girl, I know I'm better than them. I know that our oil is better. But because I come at it from such a loving, caring spot, it's not this. We're not fighting each other. We're talking about the power of how good this oil is and what it has done for them. And then I can talk about other things that aren't competing with what they have. I'm just saying, I like to keep my my opinions of the other companies to myself. Like, you never hear me talking negative about any other products ever, because I don't need to talk about them. And if they were to say, well, what do you think about XYZ company? I mean, oh girl, I couldn't tell you. I've never bought anything from them, but I can tell you that when the oils were put on my body, dude, my life was radically and dramatically changed. I can tell you that for my daughter. And then I just start sharing those quick bibbits, those quick stories, 10-second, 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 because I'm not going to try to tell you why the company you're with is inferior to us. I'm going to tell you how radically changed my life was. And I'll do the same thing if it's a juice or a supplement and you're like, well, I use XYZ supplement. Oh, that's fantastic. How long have you been using it? What's been your experience with it? Has it really helped with your XYZ? Are you so happy that you're doing it? What have been your other things? What else have you looked at? I don't have to. Like, well, I use XYZ multivitamin. That's fantastic. I'm so glad you're using something, because I'm telling you the importance of. Do you see the difference? I'm not fighting you. I don't need to fight you. And not to mention, if you fight someone, they're going to step away from what you have going on. I'm just saying, oh God, I got to keep up with your questions. You guys, you pop them so quick. Let's see. I have to wonder if the castor oil mixed with the art CBD geranium is helping my eyes. My glasses are too strong. Like, I'm telling you, I really think a lot of the stuff I'm doing is the reason I keep having to do this with my glasses. Like, can I see you better? I don't know, because it's just, I can see really good long distance now without them. I can even read it actually a little bit better without them. Maybe I don't need them at all. Awaken, Blue Cypress, Essential Oil. How would you use these products? Okay, so those are some great oily questions. And if you pop into any of my other oily classes, I'll probably hit on those. But this one, I really want to focus on the business portion of that. And this is why I'm sharing you, what would I say if somebody shared another company? This is what I would say. If they say they're doing another, you're talking to them about BLM, because BLM is great for your bones, your ligaments, your muscles. And like, well, I'm using, I can't even think of a brand right now. I'm using XYZ from Walmart and I'm not seeing a big difference. Oh, really? How long have you been using it? And you're not seeing a difference with it? See, this might be just a little step up from what you're already doing. You might want to grab this, or you could try, and then I go to Agilese. So I don't have to still, if they're happy with their Walmart brand XYZ, then I can just, like I said, I would give that bibbit of, oh my gosh, that's great, that's fantastic that you're doing something, you're not seeing the results that you want. You might want to try either our Agilese or our BLM. Maybe they're a step up. Maybe they have a piece that's missing that you're not going to find in the other one. Or maybe you want to try our CBD, our Agilese, do you see how I just take that transition? So if they ask questions on stuff that's on here, that's how I would roll it. If they're like, oh, Cool Azul Pain Relief Cream, I already used the y'all, I can't even think of name of stuff, but I already used the cream that you can get from so-and-so. She sells it, my friend. I'm like, oh my gosh, is it working for you? That's a really good question to ask. When somebody says they're already doing XYZ, how's that working for you? Like, what's been your experience? Has it gotten better? Has it completely reversed itself? Are you feeling that restoration in your cells? How's it working for you? Write that one down. It is a great one. And then I would roll in, because this might have a missing piece. Like, I'm not saying that theirs is bad. Do you see the difference? I'm not saying, ew, bad. I'm saying this might have a missing piece. It's a puzzle piece. We never know which piece is missing that has our body having to have that struggle, but this might have that little missing piece that's in there, and this might tweak it for you. This might be the piece that tweaks it. Those little bibbits that you can say. So those are some of the things that I do in the flyers. Now, on the flyer right here, I have gotten so many messages from you guys asking either to remove the hand acupressure session freebie, or what is it? Just so many questions. So we're going to take a few minutes to go over what that is and why I do it. So if I am doing an incentive for brand new people, it is typically something where I get to sit down and talk with you again. If I'm doing a vendor fair and everybody wins, they put their name in and everybody's going to win because I want to be able to hook up with these people. What I choose to do is I don't give away a bottle of oil or a cleaner or any of that type of a thing. What I choose to do is I give away my time. I give away a moment where we can sit down and talk together. And the thing I like to do is a hand acupressure session. This is something anybody can do. So on my website, and it will go in the 1090 as soon as this call is done, but it's already on there under other stuff. This is in black and white, so you can't complain that you don't have color. I have these little hand acupressure charts. On it, it has a link to my wish list, has all of my contact info because they're going to keep this afterwards. But on here, it points to all of the organs on their body. So it shows them where their brain is, their sinuses, it shows them where their gut is, it shows them all the different things. So what I do is I have a sheet for them and I have a sheet for me. And then we're going to talk about the oils that are in whichever kit I was talking to them about. So if I was talking about our new beautiful one, it would be our lavender and our purification and our thieves and our peppermint essential oil. And then, of course, underneath it, just in case y'all don't know, underneath it you have your stress away and your deep relief. So I have 6 oils that we can talk about. So I would do something along these lines. I would say, okay, you're going to look at this sheet right here. There you go. And tell me, what area of your body are you the most concerned about? And I'll tell you, almost always it's gut. It's very interesting to me how many people have gut issues going on. And so we will show them that right in this area, your small intestines, your large intestines, they're right there. And there's a couple of different oils that you can use, and we're going to apply those right on your hands. So set your chart on the table in front of you. So they'll have their chart, I'll have my chart. And I'll say, so we have a couple of options. You can take one of the roll-ons, and you can take this roll-on, and you're going to spin it in that area right over the intestines. Right over there. You're going to spin that in there, and it's getting a little bit of those oils. It's got your peppermint in there. It's got your heliochrysum, and they're just going to go in because every single organ ties to our hands, our feet, our spine, even your ears. It's absolutely fascinating. Now that those oils are there, we're going to give a little bit of attention, and this is something that the next time we get together we can do. It's called our raindrop technique, and one of the little steps that we do, the raindrop is on the feet and on the spine. So amazing. You're going to love it. But we do something called a VitaFlex, and it's just a simple way of flattening your fingers, and then you're just going to stimulate that area. So see, I'm just kind of walking up my hand. Now, mind you, I'm not doing this to their hand. I'm showing them how to do it. So I did it on my hand. When I'm done with the deep relief, I would hand it to them and let them do the same thing on their hand. And after they got that all nice and stimulated in their intestines right there, then we're going to take the fingers and we're just going to take that and VitaFlex that in, just massage it. And you can go from both directions. So you're hitting that in there, and that is going to literally stimulate the nervous system throughout the body, right down to your gut. I know, it's absolutely crazy. Okay, so your brain, that's another area of concern for you. So see, I just listen to them and I say, okay, let's find the brain on the chart. Now, I know where the brain is. I've done this over and over. It's right here on the thumb. I don't show them where. We look at it together and I help them find it. And I say, a great one that you can use for that, especially if you're feeling, you get those occasional aches in the head and you get the stress and all the things going on. What you can do is you can either grab our lavender or you can grab our amazing stress away, and you can take that stress away and you can take right on the thumb, right here as your brain, right? This is the oil on your brain. You can take it like that. You're going to rub that. See how I'm spinning it with a little bit of pressure? It's just stimulating the area. That's all it's doing. And then you can actually take a little bit, put it on your head, put it in the back of your neck, right there. Here, you go ahead. And then while they're doing it, I show them how we're going to do this. So the first time I used all my fingers because we were doing it on the gut. Right here, we're just going to use one finger and do the same thing. Little attention, little Vitaflexing on it. And the really cool thing is you're going to be able to do this with your kids. So you can help them if they get that stress when they're leaving for school. Do you see how I'm just taking them through the kit? I'm just taking through those pieces. I also set up a time where we're going to come back and we're going to practice the raindrops because I said the next time we get together, we'll do raindrops because all of these, while we're doing this, I am sitting across the table from this brand new person. The cool thing is, notice how we're doing this online, you and I. You can do this with your long distance people. This does not have to be something that is only in person, but it is done together. It is done while we're talking. So if they were to say, oh yeah, my gut, man, I just, I haven't pooped in 3 days. Oh my gosh, that's insane. What have you tried? Do you see? Because now I'm able to talk about, you know what? We've got a product that might really help. We've got our ICP Daily, not called ICP Daily anymore. We've got our prebiotic fiber. It's just this wonderful flavored powder that you're going to put in some water, mix up, and drink that. That might be able to help with some of that gut mobility so it's moving like it's supposed to. You can also, that peppermint, not only can you put it right here, you can rub that right on your stomach, right on your hole, all the way down the belly button. So do you see how we're able to talk in that conversation? I would also use my phrase that I know you guys know is coming. Are you ready? What is the thing that comes? I'm always going to say, oh my gosh. Now, is that something that runs in the family? Is that something like your siblings, your parents? Like, do you all have XYZ? Why am I doing that? Because next time, we're going to have your sister come over and we're going to help her so her gut feels better too. You are so going to be able to help your sister. So you see how that one contact that I made in the store follows up because they grabbed something. I don't care if they just grabbed one little thing. We're going to sit down together. Their free acupressure session is the time where I get to know them. It's the time where we get to chit chat and we get to become friends and I get to know what their health concerns are and I get to help them identify what we can do for the next 90 days internally. So they've got their ICP and their Omega Jais and their Ninja Red, and because all of those different things we're going to talk about on their hands on the area of their biggest concern, we can set up a game plan. It is such a beautifully easy transition to helping so that, because a lot of times I hear people go, okay, what email should I send people when they're about to drop off? Listen, if you waited 12 months, you need to let them go. Somebody else is going to give them some TLC. And I say that with all the love in my heart. You should have been following up with them. You should have been this contact of the face-to-face, whether it is on a Zoom where I'm going over your hands or whether it is in person, which is what I do. If they're in the area, we sit down together and I always say, you are welcome to bring one friend with you so you don't have to come play with me by yourself. You are welcome to bring, oh yeah, your sister and your aunt can come too. Absolutely. We'll just do it with everybody at one time. So they're automatically wanting to bring some with them so they're not just sitting down with me all by themselves because they don't know me that well. They met me in the Rite Aid, right? This is it's just a great way to transition. And you can do these in a park. So you can do your follow-ups wherever you met them. You met them in Rite Aid, meet at the park across the street or at the Subway or at the Panera or at the wherever. You can do these right there. So it just gives you an easy turnaround. Let me see. Don't you worry about germs when they use your roll-on. Aw, Donna, you're so cute. No, my oils can take on any old critter. I know it's because you're coming from a nursing perspective, but no. I don't worry about that at all. I have zero fear. I've been doing this since 2007 with oodles of people who have touched all of my stuff, and I've never had that concern at all. But I love you. That's adorable. What else do we have? Oh my goodness. Love to watch from the beginning. The replay will just be on the 1090 page. It's also on Shannon Hudson YL. I don't see how I go up on your questions. If I miss some and you need them, just ask them again. I need to do an oil class. How would I do it as an oil class? Girl, just set up an oil class. Decide that you're going to do an oil class. Take one of those flyers that we have and just set it up. There's also oodles of other ones that you can do. So you can, that people have already made. I also, you know what? I will share with you guys. I made a bunch of invitations. They're postcard invitations. made them years ago. I will find those and get those posted. So if you want to invite people to a class you're doing, you'll have the invitations to do that. I actually have to write that down so I don't forget. So I will share the invites with you guys because they're already on my site somewhere. But I will share them in the 1090, so you can actually put 4 on a page and you can share them as invites. If they're on cardstock, they look even cuter. So I will get those as well. Christy, you can't find the flyers? I will tag you in the flyers so that you can find them. They're under the 1090. So if you go to Shannon Hudson YL, on the very top of the page it says 1090. If you click on that, there's all kinds of pages and all the individual flyers are on there. Like the Florida flyers are in there. You can click on that and all 3 flyers are on there. And if you really need help, if you're like, I am computer illiterate, Shannon, I can't do that part, but I'm willing to do my 1090. We have like 4 different leaders who have said that if you need help changing the information on the bottom to your info, you're like, I don't know how to do it, that will, for $5, help you put that on a flyer. So if that's something you need, send me a private message and we will make that happen, because don't let that be what stops you. Don't let that be the thing, or you can make your own. Canva makes it so easy to make flyers and things. That's everything that I make on Canva. And you can get you can get a free website with them, so you don't have to worry about that. What else? I love the verbiage. People are being abrasive. Oh my goodness, you guys, I'm really reading without my glasses. That is so incredible. Aw, thanks. You guys are so sweet. Talk about oil supplements. I don't know. I don't see any other questions. But if you have questions, type them in there so that I can answer your questions. That's what's cool about us getting together every week, is we can talk over your stuff so that we can help you answer the question, how do you go talk to strangers? I'll tell you another cool thing that we've done in the past. I have not done it yet this particular round, but we'll take flyers for upcoming classes like Florida. All my Florida peeps, this would be great for you. We've got that big conference coming up and we are covering a bazillion different health topics. So you can walk into all of those tiny little businesses in Florida. You guys have the best little businesses ever. I love it. And go store to store and say, hey, we've got some classes. We've got a class. We've got a conference coming up. I would love to leave these here for your clients. Do you have a spot where I can put these? Notice I didn't say, can I leave flyers here? Nope. I said, we've got this conference coming up and I would love to be able to let your people know about it. Do you have a spot where I can put these? And then you hand one to the person that you're talking to. Because what are they going to do? That's one of your one. Oh, I got one. She goes, oh, really? Oh, that sounds phenomenal. I would love that. And then you can start a conversation with her. She can count as your one, but now you get to leave a set of 10 behind. And this is where you follow up. You check. Did those flyers go really quick? Do I need to put more flyers there? When you come in, chit chat with her again. So you're layering foundations, and you can do that to all those little, just adorable stores. You guys know what kind of stores I'm talking about. But you can do that in any area. I also have been known to do that in dentists, in chiropractors, and daycares. So you can walk into any of these places. The most they can say is, oh, I'm sorry, we're not allowed to do that. And you go, oh, that's okay. But here, it still counts as one of your ones, right? So they get their one. It's phenomenal. One of the things I like doing in offices is when you do that, can I leave 10? Yes, no. It doesn't matter what the answer is. Then when you're standing there and they're looking at it, say, hey, I would love to come in and do an oily demonstration for all the peeps in the office. Is there a good time for me to do that, like on a lunch break, or maybe have a spot set up for a day where I can oil people up? Do you see how we did that at real estate offices before? Wonderful, because they get together on the regular anyways, and most of them say no. So if you're like, I said it to 6 offices and they all said no, that's okay. Keep asking. You're already there, and it still counts as 6 individual people you handed a flyer to. What about the ones that go, oh my gosh, it would be fun. We love having stuff like that. It gets you in the door. It gives you a new group of people. I'm just saying, there are so many different ways that you can do that. So how do I do an oil class like in the town I live in? I live in a rural area, no place to do a class. There's no place in the entire place to do a class. You don't have any coffee shops. You don't have any cafes. You don't have anything like that. That is crazy to me. If you're in the South and it's warm, find a park. You can do them outside in the park. Those are some of my favorite classes. I find that more random strangers will meet in a park because it's not as nerve-wracking as walking into like a hotel or somebody's home. but you can do them in a park. But usually there's a cafe, there's something, and in the end, you could do it in your house. You could clean out one little area in your house. A friend of mine, she did hers in the garage because she didn't want people going in her house because it was too messy. So she put some tables in the garage. She put the stuff over a thing, and people pulled up. The garage doors open. They came right in, and that's where she did her classes. She did pretty good. So there's always some place. We can always find a reason why it's not good enough and all the things, but there's places. They're out there. There's places you can do it. Libraries are really good about it too. So with a library, you typically can't charge a fee, which that's fine. And you usually have to have it where you're renting the room, or it has to be something completely open to the public. So those are a little bit different, but asking if they have got a room where you can get together with some other people, or I've been saying during the 2020, we really started with, after we were able to get out again, is support groups. We have a support group. Can we get in? And there's lots of places that let us get together because it's support. We're getting together. We're supporting each other in a healthy lifestyle. So there's lots of different ways that you can just do the things. So I guess in the end, I just want to make sure you got your stuff printed out. This is how you do. Now, if you don't want to do the giveaway of the hand acupressure session, you don't have to. You do you. So in the picture, you can just crop that little bottom part out. This little piece right here where it says that's what we're giving away, you can crop that out. Just clip it, crop it up, and then you've got that clean space where you can put whatever you're doing as a giveaway. I like the incentive idea. I feel like it makes them get back with me. I know that my Marlene, one of my really good friends, she hands out her flyers, and they are oily flyers, and it says there's a coupon on there for $25 off of their purchase if they decide to purchase with her. So and I love how she says this. She hands out the stuff and she's, listen, if you decide to grab some, make sure you get back with me. We can do the $25 off. I can get you some free oils. We can do it lots of different ways, but follow up with me, and you're welcome to pass that coupon on to somebody else, and I will still honor it for you. So instead of one referral, she can get 2 referrals out of it. And then even after the fact, when they do enroll with her, she hands the coupon back to them and says, use this for your people. Because again, it just reuses. And you can just make a little thing on Canva, and you can attach a coupon to it. So it can be whatever you want. Again, I like it to be a service so that I can sit down and talk with you. I don't want to just give you an oil, but you do what works for you. And so this is the day. This is when it starts hardcore. The 10 a day, actually we'll give you to tomorrow. 10 a day starting tomorrow without excuse. 10. You're going to go out and you're going to find those 10 random strangers, and you're going to give them a flyer, or you're going to invite them to something, or you're going to do something. And then you're going to come back to the 1090 page and you're going to comment, I did it, finished, done, a picture, a whatever, so that we know that you're actually doing this stuff, that you're actually doing it, because that's where the accountability. That's funny. You guys, do you see these little, I don't even know if you can see them. There's gems all over my chair. My grandkids were in the room, and I was gone to Ohio a couple of weeks ago, and their gift to me was decorating my entire office. It came back and it was covered in gems everywhere. I don't know why I share that with you. I just think it's adorable. I haven't been able to take them off because it's too cute. Anyways, get your 10. Come in and tell us. Let us whoop whoop with you. You have got this. If you are part of our chat, there's a 1090 chat. You are welcome to chit chat in there, and you can say, got it, all that stuff. I will say this too. I've had a couple of people say, can you please make this group private? Because everybody can see what's happening. I will not make this group private. I am proud of the business side of Young Living. I think it is just as, it goes oils, nutrients, and our compensation plan. For most people, the compensation, for me, I'll just talk me, had the income not started, I wouldn't have been able to get that second order or that third order or that fourth order. I wouldn't have been able to quit my job and do this full time. Our compensation plan is absolutely astounding. It's amazing, from upfront money to that long-term stability. And next week, so you know, next Thursday, there's no class because it is Thanksgiving. I'll let you do your Thanksgiving and family, but still keep checking in. But then the next week, November 30th, is our next class, and it is on maximizing compensation and our bonuses, so you really can understand what is the way to get the most out of this. We should not be ashamed of the business side of this company. We are blessed and highly favored that Young Living set it up in a way that we have that income. For me, it's huge. People need retirement income. People need that secondary income right now. So I won't make it private, but if you don't want people to see your post, jump in the chat, because the chat is just, it's a private little chat going on over there. And I am going to ask that it stays to business chat. So I know you guys have some amazing oils and things that you do, and that is not the spot for that chat. It gets too cluttered. So no talking about detoxing and all the different stuff, because that'll kick your butt out, because it needs to stay all about the business. All right, you guys, I went a little bit longer than I wanted to. I'm trying to keep these at 30 minutes or so, and we're at 45. So if you have questions, just keep posting the questions. I will keep answering the questions. Make sure you go and look at for this and the invitations. I will get those up in the next little bit here, and so that you'll have them all there. And that's it. I'm going to do a class just on the acupressure session, but I'm going to show one that I did before, so you guys can watch that too. I'm going to post that in the group too. All right, you guys, chat later. God bless.